You are now listening to WSN, Wolf Sports Network, live from the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, now an Odyssey station.
Live from Carrollton, Georgia, this is Sports Pack.
Home of the hottest takes and the best interviews in college radio.
Hold on, wait a minute. We need a little more energy. This is Sports Pack. Yeah, there we go.
Home of the hottest takes and debates.
There is no way I'm going to sit here and roll with Jared Stidham and Aiden O'Connell.
Richard.
There's just no way.
And the best interviews in college radio.
This is five-time Olympic medalist Alana Myers-Taylor.
This is Super Bowl champion quarterback Brad Johnson, and you're listening to Sports Pack on the Wolf Sports Network.
And the Wolves play here. What is up, everybody? We got John, Jackson, and myself, Carly, around the table. You might be wondering, where is Richard?
Where is Richard?
Where could that silly
Where is
goose
Richard?
be?
Do you perhaps know, Carly? Because we made some speculations for
where
the
is
show.
Richard, Carly?
We can't say, but still.
Yeah, they were asking me. But, Richard's off in Atlanta, doing some networking, making some connections, maybe some different kind of connections. We don't really know.
No Mormon Cougars this time or anything?
Probably not, but maybe something different. But anyways, we got a jam-packed show for you guys. We're going to have Lem hop on for basketball here in a little bit, and then our girl Phoenix will hop on later for our call-in and sports news, so super excited. Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to help reduce the 21% of adults with low literacy rates. We are collecting new and gently used books for every UWG pre-K student monthly. Give today by visiting wolfradio.com/bookdrive. That's wolfradio.com/bookdrive. Starbucks has all the deals this semester. Deals like BOGO on the Penguin Cookie, up to 50% off on all Starbucks tumblers, and happy hour on Fridays from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. for 50% off refreshers and cake pops. So I may have to stop by at 10 o'clock tomorrow.
I mean, they got some good cake pops, not going to lie.
Yeah.
Is Widener rolls to the right. He's got some time. Everybody's down at the end zone. He heaves it, and it is caught for a touchdown!
We are one. Go Wolves.
Go Wolves indeed. And last night, our men's basketball team went out with a bang. They ended the season with a win against Austin Peay. 73-70. Super incredible. All three of us were there. How did we feel about this game, guys?
Oh, man. This is everything this basketball needed. Or this basketball team needed. What a way to end a brutal season.
Yeah.
I mean,
very brutal.
We were coming off one of the, if not the greatest season that this basketball program had ever had, and then we ended up having one of the worst. But to finish the season in the Coliseum against a half-decent team like Austin Peay, go out there and get a hard-fought dub. I mean, this game came down to the last possession, and to get that dub, it was great. It was what these guys needed, just an amazing way to finish the season.
Yeah, absolutely. First off, congratulations to the seniors for the three last night. Congratulations on y'all's careers. It was obviously for all the time great seeing y'all play. So we'll miss y'all in the Coliseum next year for sure. But it was a fun game, and obviously went down to the wire. And then obviously we got to see the one-arm star of Emmanuel on Austin Peay to see his story and everything. Cool. Very cool. Yeah. And really just great way to see us in, as I saw from a highlight thing earlier, just enjoy this last win. Enjoy it. So very glad to see that that's what happened, and I'm just excited, and we'll move on to next season, hopefully for greater success.
Yes, for sure. And our women's team is also closing out their season as well. They have a game tonight away, but they're closing out at home on Saturday. So excited for them and their senior day on Saturday. Have they made it into the ASUN tournament?
I can look that up.
Or
here.
is it still in contention? I thought it was.
I think it's still in contention, but they're pretty close.
Yeah.
A couple of wins would really help, though.
Yeah, these last two wins would be great.
It would really help them clinch their spot, but I'm pretty sure we're right in the running. We're kind of at the leading the pack for the last spots.
Leading the pack. There we go.
Yeah, we would be the last team. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I think if we win tonight,
if we beat Queens,
if we beat Austin P and or who we play Saturday,
which is Queens,
we should be guaranteed
so,
lock.
Yeah, if we can win at least
we
our
win
last game
tonight,
against
guaranteed
Queens.
lock.
Yeah.
If we lose tonight, we win Saturday, guaranteed.
So just win.
Just win.
Just gotta win.
Just win. Yeah.
I mean, this women's basketball team has had incredible growth, so I'm really excited for them, and I hope that they can make it to the conference tournament. But both of these teams had some tough breaks this week. Softball was on the road in Sanford. I think they lost 10-2.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
It's a tough
mean,
break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just not. I mean, I had high hopes because, we saw this football team and how our Wolves beat Sanford back then.
Kind of making like Sanford almost a little brother.
Right. So, I mean, 10-2 is not great.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
that's okay.
10-2 is not great, but Sanford, right? Like, we were shocked that we got that win for the football team. And
That was insane.
it was crazy. It kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, we ran a flea flicker on the first play.
Gosh, that was so cool.
Everything
Gosh.
went right. But
Yeah.
for this softball team, I mean, I think if they just continue to, put their head down and just grind out some of these games, I think
Yep.
once we play more conference opponents, which I think I've said for every sport, but once we get into the conference schedule and just really start playing opponents that are definitely on our level, we will have a much better chance at winning and will win a whole lot more. Because this is a talented softball team.
Oh, yeah.
This isn't a softball
sure.
team that's just going to, fall apart once we get to conference
No.
play.
Right.
We've seen them beat some pretty quality opponents. So if we can just go out there, once we get to conference play, we'll get some much needed wins, and then it'll be a snowball effect from there.
Plus, we just came off traveling from North Carolina, playing big schools in Maryland and Georgetown.
Right.
So you have a 2-day turnaround to go on the road to Alabama. So you
Yeah.
could also factor
And
in
they-
probably a little tired there.
They just got on the bus to go to Louisiana too, so they're doing
Yeah.
a whole lot of traveling. They
Yes.
haven't even played at home yet. We haven't gotten a home
That's-
game yet.
that's
We
not
don't
till
get
March.
that. We don't get that until the 4th. So Tuesday is the
Mm-hmm.
home opener, and we'll be who knows how many games into the season.
Gosh.
Yeah,
It's a
we'll
lot.
see. Our baseball team headed to Atlanta last night, too, to take on Georgia Tech. Also had a tough break. We had a lot of the guys in here watching the first part of the game. 16-7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. What do we think?
I mean, at one point we were winning 7-6,
Yeah.
and that was in
Yeah.
like the 5th inning. So if the game ended in the 5th, we would have won that game.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got brutal once the bullpen stepped in.
Yeah.
They really
Yep.
struggled because Georgia Tech's got some bats, man. They can
Yep.
they can let that ball
They can
fly.
slug. They can slug all day.
Yeah, they can send that ball to the moon.
And you're right with the bullpen. Bullpen really did not carry out. And then I will say our starting pitcher on the mound was making his first ever Division I start.
That's a tough team to make your debut against.
At one point he was very, very nervous, and he calmed down and closed out an inning. But it was just very tough to have that happen. And I kind of expect this to kind of be a bullpen game. So I think once the bullpen came in, and obviously it's not there right now. We lost pretty badly, but I'll take the 7-6 resilience and all that glory for that. But to heck with Tech,
Yeah, I mean, we put 7 on a power opponent, and I heard a
Yeah.
lot of freshmen pitched. Like, it was very much so a freshman heavy pitching day for the guys. So conference play will be good.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to conference play for all of our teams here on campus. Earlier this week, we did mention how our golf teams were on the road for some classics and invitationals. Our women's golf placed 8 out of 15 in their tournament down in Florida, so not bad.
It's like middle of the road. I will say.
Yeah.
I don't know much about the women's golf team. I know they're very good. I saw throughout the weekend that their first round is what got them the most, because for the second, third, and fourth, they started playing way closer to par. I think the first round they were all in the 80s, and then the rest they were throughout the 70s through the whole weekend. So
Yeah, I saw that too.
Yeah.
The jump they took, like, first round was brutal.
yes.
Yep.
And then the rest they just dialed in.
I think that saved us big time. So
Yeah.
maybe just the concern there is it was a new course, or something
Right.
they have not played. So really gives us more hope, I would say, for later on this season. I don't know exactly. I haven't really followed it that close before.
Yeah.
but I'll look into it more this season.
I mean, from what I'm seeing on the schedule, it's constant improvement. We've gone from 14th to 10th to 8th, so really doing a good job at improving day in and day out. And who knows, the first round, that weather could have been brutal. I mean, golf's one of those sports.
Yep.
So you never really know.
Yep, and first tournament of the season, so you just got to get back into it. But we're going to take a quick ad break, but when we come back, we got a ton of basketball for you guys.
You are listening to Sports Pack every Mondays and Thursdays from 6 to 7, only on Wolf Sports Network. Hey, do you want to be a part of Wolf Sports Network? Yeah! Well, I have some good news for you because you can join us. Woohoo! So if you want to learn more about this, go to wolfsportsnetwork.com and click WIT Sports Program. With becoming a WIT, you expand your knowledge in the sports radio world and join our ever-growing family.
New face over there, you're not tripping. We got my guy JT over here shadowing the board. He's running through the WIT program right now. Brandon, how you feeling, baby? Welcome to Sports
I'm feeling
Pack.
great being on here for the first time.
And we can't wait to meet you once you join us.
Sports fans, are you looking for a show where you can see other sports fans sharing in your misery and excitement? Then Sports Out of Pocket is for you, because we're fans too, and we experience our highs.
Bertigine is not a safety. He's just a corner who will lock down your number one.
And our lows.
Trayshawn Ward. Screw you, buddy. You were on our team last year, and you gave us no mercy, okay?
So join us every Wednesday at 5 to cheer and boo along with us, only on Wolf Sports Network.
It's a tale as old as time. All good things must come to an end. But this final ride is going to be legendary.
Oh, yeah.
More legendary than this.
Is this the dagger?
And this.
Diggs! Sideline! Touchdown!
So be sure to listen to Triple Threat every Friday starting at 11, only on Wolf Sports Network.
Wolf Sports Network is going to have you covered with content for every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Sports Pack is bringing you all the news in the sports world today on Mondays and Thursdays at 6. Sports Out of Pocket is bringing you sports commentary with a comedic twist on Wednesdays at 5. And sit back and relax and grab your favorite snack, because Triple Threat is bringing you the chill content on Fridays at 11. And we have a brand new show coming to Wolf Sports Network, The Playbook, where they talk about everything going on in the college sports world on Tuesdays at 6. So make sure you're tuning in Monday through Friday for all the content Wolf Sports Network is bringing you this semester.
Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network are proud to boost literacy rates with our pre-K book drive. Our ongoing book drive will provide a new or gently used book to every child at UWG's pre-K monthly. Give today by visiting wolfradio.com/book drive. Together, Wolf Radio and Wolf Sports Network will make a brighter future. Visit wolfradio.com/book drive. Binge drinking is consuming 5 drinks or more on one occasion for males and 4 drinks or more for females. However, some college students drink at least twice that amount. This is why the Crafty Rabbit Meadery has joined Wolf Sports Network and Wolf Radio's Drink Responsibly campaign to make sure all our wolves stay safe when drinking. Never drink under the age of 21 and always have a designated driver. Oh, and throw in some good food while you're at it.
Let's talk some college hoops.
So, John.
Yes.
Big UGA guy over here.
Absolutely.
Right. So, we can't help but talk about unranked UGA taking down number 3 Florida Gators. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel fantastic. The thing is, at first we were up big at halftime, and I was like, "There's no way like we're up big against this." Like same thing against Tennessee. I was like, "Oh, they'll make their adjustments. We're gonna lose." And then obviously come out of half. Next thing you know, Florida made those adjustments. They start calling it back at the score, and it really started coming down to the wire. And the one thing that I remember was it was Blue Kane hit a 3 out of the timeout, and that helped us big time. But to see us beat the number 3 Florida Gators is awesome. And the question that it poses now: does it make Georgia a last 4 in, first 4 out, or whatever the term is, team for March Madness? I want to know what y'all think.
I would first of all kind of explain the process of like the 4-team in and out situation.
I do not know ball.
So in March Madness, it's actually 68 teams going to the tournament, but there's the 2 games that are played right before, and it's 4 teams. And basically those decide it's an 11th seed and I think a 15th seed, or it's 7 or something.
Something like that.
It's one of the lower seeds. And so from that, if you make that, you're in the tournament. It's basically your buy-in. If you
like
didn't
a play-in.
Yeah, it's your buy-in, your play-in. And so from that, it makes it possible to where Georgia could be one of those 4 teams. And we have not been in the March Madness tournament since 2016 when we lost to Michigan State in the first round. I remember that. I even haven't picked my bracket that year, but still. But now that's what they're saying. It puts us in there in that conversation. I don't know what it'll be come SEC tournament time, but that's obviously going to be a determining factor there as well. So now back to the questions of the floor. Do y'all think that makes Georgia a valid team to be one of those 4 teams?
Yeah, I think it does. Just because like they're in the ACC and like it's
conference SEC.
It's so competitive in the SEC. And getting this win against Florida. I mean, I think that builds their case for sure. You know what I'm saying? Florida being one of the best teams in the country. So Georgia I could definitely see them being one of those teams in that first 4 in or first 4 out or however they call it. But yeah, Georgia winning this game, crazy.
Yeah,
crazy.
This was a huge win for Georgia. That's a big win for the program because they did it at home.
The last time we beat Athens. A number 3 program was Georgia Tech in a double overtime back in the 80s, I think.
That's crazy.
80s or 90s. I that's what the graphic showed.
Right.
So I was like, holy Toledo, no way.
I mean, this is a huge win for Georgia, but I don't know. When I look at the tournament in Georgia, this is still a Georgia team that's 5-10 in conference play, and they're sitting very close to the bottom of the conference. And I know the SEC is one of the best, if not the best. Probably this year it is the best conference in college basketball. Right. But does just the fact that you're in the SEC give you that big of a jump over some other teams?
I don't know.
Because like you're 17-11, 5-10 in conference play. You're going to have to get a couple more big wins for that, I think, or maybe one more big win. I don't make the decisions, but the SEC bias would have to come in huge for that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think, if UGA can play, having their 3-point percent, in this game, their 3-point percentage was 20% higher than Florida's.
Right.
So I think
Florida had a bad day.
Right. If they can continue to play and not just capitalize on bad days and play really well, I think UGA typically could be a contender. However, we also see these other unranked teams like Kansas and UConn that are known to be basketball schools.
It's so weird.
So it is really hard to consider. Okay, you're going to put a Georgia in there, but also are you going to put UConn or Kansas in there too?
Well, right now the last 4 bubbles, the ones that they're eyeing right now would be San Diego State, Vanderbilt, which is another SEC team, of course, and West Virginia. And if you're looking at their conference play record, San Diego State has the best with 12-5, but Vanderbilt's 6-8, and West Virginia's 8-9. So it kind of throws it in there to be like, well, maybe these teams match up with it, but I don't know. With seeing these be the bubble teams right now, I could see us definitely being in there.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. I mean, Georgia still has to keep I kind of agree with Schrader on Georgia has to get more wins to kind of solidify their case.
They can't just say, hey, we beat number 3 at one point in this season.
No, you have that's a very fair point. I mean, we're kind of ahead of schedule right now, I feel like, with our plan, of course, with also beating Kentucky this year, and who else did we beat? I can't remember. We beat another ranked team, but still, it kind of just put us ahead this year. So, because I did not expect to possibly make the tournament this year.
Y'all started off hot.
Yes, we
UGA
did.
Started off like crazy.
The undefeated, the 10-0, because we schedule a bunch out of town, all that. So
but 10-0, and then you go 7-11 after that.
True. I don't know.
It's tough.
We'll just have to wait and see.
We'll see.
John, you mentioned Michigan State earlier, and we have to talk about that half-court buzzer beater at the end of that Maryland game.
So last night it was number 8 Michigan State against number 16 Maryland Terrapins, and it was down to the wire. It was 55-55, and it was who was it? I can't get the player up on the screen. Oh my gosh, I have it right here. It basically Maryland pulled up, missed a 3.
Austin Hardeman, that's the name.
And then next thing you know, Michigan State gets the ball, makes the half-court shot, and it was the whole stadium. Not the whole stadium went crazy, but
it was in Maryland.
Yeah,
that's amazing to be able to silence a crowd like that.
Yeah.
And it's also just the fact that like Maryland is mainly known for being a basketball school,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on the rise. So for that to happen as well, just probably heartbreaking. And then going into the tournament, it's going to be something for them to prove that they're playing tough ball. But
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, do you break down these little moments? You pull up and you miss that three, you went to your go-to guy. What are you going to do to make the adjustment there?
Yeah, but at the same time, like, this was a half-court shot.
True.
Like,
That is also like a 1 in 1 million shot.
This was a whole prayer that was chucked up to win this game. So it's not like, there's stuff they could have done, but at the same time, this is one of those things that, like, you can't necessarily plan for a guy just pulling up from half court and drilling it. But it's also the Michigan State team that we've heard Richard talk about almost every single time we talk about college basketball, saying, watch out for this Michigan State team. They're gritty. They will find ways to win. And that is one of the best examples of finding a way to win.
Yes.
Throwing up a prayer, it falls, man. That's just amazing to see.
Dude, like, I was watching the highlights, bro, and I seen the last seconds of the game or whatever, and the dude got the rebound, he passed the ball to Trey Holloman or whatever, and I'm like, okay, this finna go to overtime. And then he throws it up and he makes. I'm like,
Larry Bird.
I'm like,
yeah, Larry Bird.
I'm like, what's going on, bro? Like, I mean, that's a crazy game and a Big Ten
It's
matchup
insane.
late into the season, going into the Big Ten tournament and into March. I mean, like Richard says, and like you just mentioned, Schrader, like Michigan State. They're proving their point, you know what I'm saying? So going into the tournament, if they can keep this play up, I mean, we'll see what they do. It's a lot. It's going to be hectic this March, man. It's going to be hectic,
It's going to be
man.
a March to remember.
It's going to be hectic,
It is going to be.
I'm telling you, bro.
Spring break is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Yep. Real quick, coming into March, I mean, we know it's going to be crazy, but we also know there's going to be some sleepers. I want to hear what's a sleeper that you guys got your eyes on.
Hold on now.
Louisville.
Okay.
Louisville, for sure.
Why you got Louisville?
Like, they just play defense, bro. Like,
Yeah,
Louisville,
that is very
they
true.
play defense, and, like, their 3-point percentage is not that great, but I feel like they can improve. Even they have like a short time span, but until their tournament, their conference tournament. But Louisville, they get a lot of offensive rebounds. They play hard every night. They're tall. They play hard. So I think they're definitely a sleeper for me, bro. Definitely a sleeper.
Yeah, I mean, one team I could go with, definitely not looking at an article to help me right now, but one team that I've seen play really, really well, and they're listed as an 11th seed, but I'm looking at BYU.
Okay.
The Storm and Mormons up there,
Yeah.
man. Right? I think they've played really good ball up until now. They're having a great season without Mark Pope because he's at Kentucky now, and they're kind of proving we can do it without Pope. So I think they're playing pretty good ball. I think they could make a pretty good run into the tournament.
I'm going to switch it and just say, I don't know, but I don't like Texas A&M. Simple as
You don't
that.
like Texas
it's
A&M?
like it's a
Was
thing.
it those uniforms?
What they do
Is
to
that
you,
the
John?
reason?
What they do to you, John?
It wasn't the uniforms. I don't know. It's just the Texas A&M thing. They're good, but when I've watched them, they never play good. They play horrible. So I don't know. I'm switching to saying the team that I'm not.
You're just making
hating on-
A&M catching strays, bro.
Yeah, I think they're a phony team right now. Simple as that.
Yeah. Another team I got is Michigan. I had one other team, but Michigan is another team that could be a sleeper for me too.
Clemson's been playing pretty good
Clemson,
too.
Yeah.
I'll take Clemson
Right.
as my sleeper.
and Vanderbilt too. Vanderbilt, yeah, they could be a sleeper too. I could definitely see him being a sleeper.
Missouri. I mean,
Yeah.
Missouri's had a crazy
Yes.
season.
Yes,
Missouri was awful last
Yep.
year, and then they really flipped it around. They've had some big wins. Didn't they absolutely demolish Alabama?
Yeah,
Like something crazy like
110
that.
to 98.
Right. So having that kind of
Crazy.
win against Alabama, who I don't even know where they're sitting. They're sitting at 6 right now.
Yes.
Like they're playing pretty good ball. There's so many teams. It's gonna be. I'd say there's gonna be some madness going on in March.
Madness for sure.
Yes, for sure. Missouri was my sleeper team. I know they're an SEC team, but I mean that game against Alabama just really got me
Yeah.
hyped for this Mizzou team.
Yeah.
But let's switch gears and talk some NBA.
Let's go.
Rebound Bosch. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Baby, let's talk some NBA.
So we had this Boston Celtics team and this Detroit Pistons team. 117 to 97, the Pistons beat the Celtics by 20.
Who would have thought?
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Lem, what did you think about this game?
I mean, like, the NBA season, it's a long season, right? So players they might have like 3 games they play like in a row, but again, like it's the NBA. Anybody can be beaten. Like, you could be at the bottom of the standings or the top of the standings. You can still be beaten. You know what I'm saying? So
it's one of those sports.
It's just one of those sports, man. And again, the NBA is a long season, so maybe fatigue can play a factor in there, or travel, or you just never know.
They're not playing the primary lineup for a little bit,
right? And then players get hurt. They want to rest players for a game or whatnot. So just this win against the Celtics, I mean, like it you know what's crazy? It doesn't surprise me because this happens a lot in the NBA. Lower teams beat higher seeded teams, but Detroit is in the playoff picture now.
That's what I was about to say. Crazy. How low is Detroit now?
I've been saying they're in the playoff picture now. I feel like they're surprising a lot of people this season, but like I feel like people didn't expect Detroit to be this good this season. Cade Cunningham's playing great. Malik Beasley had 26 points off the bench. I mean, like it's crazy, bro. And Tobias Harris is producing well for Detroit, so it's not a surprising win for me. But I mean, I think Detroit hopefully they can build off this win in some way, shape, or form.
Right, I love seeing this because like my NBA knowledge stems from like 2K23, which is the only one I have right now, and Detroit is doo-doo in that game. So
save the franchise.
I was about to say that I've done it a couple of times, bro. I'm a MyGM legend, but like seeing Detroit put themselves into the playoff picture after beating one of the best teams in the NBA, the reigning champs, kind of asserting themselves as like, hey, we're here to contend for this conference, which we know has its weak spots. Just seeing that, watching this team get consistently better is pretty darn cool because Detroit's one of those cities that is just more fun when their sports teams are doing well. Like, look at how fun that city is with the Lions.
Oh, my gosh.
They bought in. Yeah. If they can buy into the Pistons, man, maybe the Red Wings get a little lucky. Like, it's just great to see a team from a city that cares have success.
Right.
Yeah, and I think what really helped this Pistons team was their rebounds. I mean, they had 51 rebounds opposed to the Celtics only having 32.
Yeah.
So I think that definitely made a difference in,
that'll do
this score. So
get more rebounds, get more shots.
Yeah, man. Crazy work, bro.
Another thing that has kind of brought attention here in the NBA world is Paul George is taking a break from his podcasting career, his side gig, I guess, to help the Sixers make a playoff run. So, I don't know. I think a lot of us have mixed opinions about this. John, what are you kind of thinking?
I don't understand how Paul George is making that much of an impact with him being on a podcast to him playing on the court.
I'm offended. No.
Well, but it's not the Paul George it used to be. It's not the one we see on the front cover. He's not playing as well. And then if you go look at the 76ers record, they're 20-38 in the 10 spot is the Chicago Bulls, 23-36. So I guess you can make a late push, but I mean, gosh, it took you
crazy.
It took you this long. You're like, you know what? Maybe I'll stop what I like doing here, podcasting. Something we do here, Wolf Sports Network. But like, gosh, man, like what?
I'm not playing in the NBA.
Yeah, like how much extra money are you making off your podcast compared to like the contracts you've had? I do not understand.
His podcast is cool because he really gets that, like, he gets the players, like, you get to really hear the players.
Of
like,
course.
They're not worried about, some guy asking them a random question after a game. Like, they're there to be interviewed by one of their peers. However, it's about time for Paul George to make this decision.
And or retire.
The Sixers are sitting 18 games under 500 on a 9-game losing streak, and just now he goes, maybe I should hang up the headphones for a little bit, get out there, put all of my attention,
maybe lace it back up.
Yeah, I mean, he's not playing bad this season, but he could definitely be playing better. I just think it's crazy they still have a chance to go to the playoffs. Like right now, the Bulls, like John said, they're the 10th seed. They're fighting. They'll be in the play-in if the season ended right now, and they're 13 games under 500.
Yeah,
it's sad.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I see when Paul George said, I'm like, I mean, it makes sense. It makes sense because.
Well, of course, yeah, it does make
sense.
I
will all of your attention into the game for now.
Like the NBA, like there's still like 20-something more games left.
Right.
So, I mean, Paul George, like he still has to stay healthy the rest of the season. Like we still have to consider that too.
For that man right
exactly.
Now.
And Joel Embiid, we know the situation with him. So, so Paul George, like if he can stay healthy, if somehow he and Joel Embiid can stay healthy, I can see them making a push.
It's a good Sixers team if they stay healthy.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah.
Like it's a solid Sixers team. They shouldn't have this record to begin with.
That's what I'm exactly sure. Like it's crazy. So if they can stay healthy, I can possibly see them being a playing team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, Paul George, like, I'm gonna be biased. Paul George is the GOAT. He's the GOAT, in my opinion. And I know he's been hurt, so that's been hurting him. But I mean,
we're talking like prime Paul George, though, of course.
Yeah, but you know, I still got love for PG, always. But like, yeah, the Sixers just have to,
number, right?
with these 20-something games left, they have to, they got to be on it. They can't slip up one time. So we'll see what they do, man. We'll see what they do.
Yeah, for sure. Having a side podcasting gig and putting more effort into that than your actual job is kind of crazy to me. But
crazy.
Anyways, so we also have a big game, the Timberwolves and the Lakers. Lem, kind of walk us through this game and what we should be looking out for and what's super significant.
Yeah, obviously you guys know, Lakers beat the Nuggets, I think, last Saturday.
Yeah.
So, they got
Luka had
Luka,
that
and
crazy
Luka
game.
was playing good. But the Timberwolves, they beat OKC the last 2 games out of 3 the last 2 out of 3 games they played them. OKC is one of the best teams in the NBA right now. Mm-hmm. So I think this matchup is going to be very good to see, and it's another Western Conference battle because the Timberwolves, I just feel like getting wins versus the top team in the Western Conference, that's significant to me going into this game. And for the Lakers, I think they just won 3 straight. And, with Luka and their supporting cast and with JJ Redick over there, we're seeing how their season is going to continue to develop and see how their chemistry is going to come along before the playoffs start. So I think this is the big game to watch tonight at 10:30. If you're not doing nothing tonight, you may as well watch Anthony Edwards, LeBron James, and Luka go at it, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah. These are some of the faces of the NBA in this game. You got LeBron, you got Luka, you got Ant. Like, this is a big game, and this is a good, I don't want to say test for the Lakers because they already kind of passed the test against the Nuggets, but they got a little pop quiz right here against the Timberwolves because it's like, are they going to be able to sustain the success that they had against the Nuggets? The Nuggets are one of the best teams in the NBA, and Minnesota, man, they're one of the better teams in the NBA. So if they can go out there and win big, like they can really say that this Luka trade, this helped us a lot more
they just need a couple games to get
than
back,
people thought they did. Yeah, if Luka goes out there and goes crazy, it's just like it'd be sick.
That's sure. That's what I'm wanting to see, if Luka goes crazy again, because if he's back in Luka mode, he's back in that game playing mode and everything, then
dude, when Luka's in that mode, dude, it's different.
It's also just but for Minnesota, they're the number 7 team in the Western Conference, so they're just right outside of being in the play and not being in. So you're saying they're fighting for the wins. They don't want to be in the play, and they want to have that little bit extra rest for the playoffs. So there's a big kind of implication around it tonight.
The Western Conference. It's just
the Western Conference is so much different.
It's heated up.
Oh my God! Like Memphis just went to number 2. Houston was at number 2 for a minute, and now Memphis is there, and you got it's just crazy.
They're all fighting, man.
They're fighting. The Western Conference once again, they're showing that they're better than the Eastern Conference, and we've seen that year after year.
The Eastern Conference is so
we've seen that year after year. So yeah.
Yes, you guys heard it here first. Lem thinks the Eastern Conference is awful. We're going to take a quick song break, but when we get back, we got a call-in, we got someone on the line, and we got some sports news. Don't worry, there's a lot going on in the sports world. Catch Sports Pack on Mondays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Wolf Sports Network for all the sports updates you need. The Wolves play here.
Hey, do you want to be part of Wolf Sports Network? Yeah! Well, I have some good news for you because you can join us. Woohoo! So if you want to learn more about this, go to wolfsportsnetwork.com and click WIT Sports Program. With becoming a WIT, you expand your knowledge in the sports radio world and join our ever-growing family.
New face over there, you're not tripping. We got my guy JT over here shadowing the board. He's running through the WIT program right now.
Oh. Brandon, how you feeling, baby? Welcome to Sports
I'm feeling
Pack.
great being on here for the first time.
And we can't wait to meet you once you join us.
Let me tell you all about this new show that's going to be on Wolf Sports Network. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. Get with the playbook. It's the playbook. Hear us talk about all college basketball, football, and baseball. Every Tuesday at 6. The Playbook, only on Wolf Sports Network. Man, this beat brings back memories.
It's a brand new season, and you know what that means. A brand new series.
Kool-Aid Jackson Cook.
Mark my words, by the end of his career, Nolan Arenado will be better than Chipper Jones.
Jackson Cook.
New short series, exclusively on Wolf Sports Network YouTube.
Kool-Aid Jackson Cook.
Make sure to like and follow on all socials for more content.
Wolf Sports Network is going to have you covered with content for every day of the week, Monday through Friday. Sports Pack is bringing you all the news in the sports world today on Mondays and Thursdays at 6. Sports Out of Pocket is bringing you sports commentary with a comedic twist on Wednesdays at 5. And sit back and relax and grab your favorite snack because Triple Threat is bringing you the chill content on Fridays at 11. And we have a brand new show coming to Wolf Sports Network, The Playbook, where they talk about everything going on in the college sports world on Tuesdays at 6. So make sure you're tuning in Monday through Friday for all the content Wolf Sports Network is bringing you this semester.
Dine West is committed to offering a diverse menu that accommodates a wide range of dietary preferences, including vegan, gluten-free, and multicultural options. Our menu changes daily, and you can view the weekly offerings for both East Commons and West Commons at westga.edu/dinewest. In a recent survey, almost 53% of full-time college students ages 18 to 22 drank alcohol in the past month.
That's a no-no.
That is why the Crafty Rabbit Meadery has joined Wolf Sports Network and Wolf Radio's Drink Responsibly campaign, reminding you there's no drinking under the age of 21. Never drink and drive, even if it's just one beer, and add food and water when you drink so you don't end up texting your ex, which means know your limits. So we have Phoenix on now. And if you didn't know, Phoenix made her sideline reporting ESPN Plus debut last night for the men's basketball game. Woo! She did such a great job. I was there to kind of talk her through everything, and she didn't even need me there. Like she did a fantastic job.
That's not true. Props to Carly for helping me with my outfit.
We literally went to TJ Maxx like a day before.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So, props to her.
Oh, looks like we're getting a call. Let's see who it is.
Hey, I'm Rylan from LaGrange, Georgia, and I want to talk about a proposal to the NFL to ban the tush push, and I want to hear what y'all think about it.
All right, let's hear it.
Here's where I'm coming from. I played football for 8 years, I love football. My biggest part about football is it is, it's rough, it's tough. It is a chess game where you try to figure out how to stop an offense or how to be successful as an offense. The tush push, we're talking about a 1 to 2 yard gain. Defenses have to stop it. They need to stop it. And it doesn't need to be banned because you can't stop it. That's ridiculous. Learn how to stop it. Put your biggest guys in the middle and let's stop it. At the end of the day, it's not unfair. Y'all just have not figured out a way to stop it yet. Teams are going to stop it and it's going to eventually be good because until we can get people to stop it, y'all are going to keep whining about it. It doesn't need to be stopped.
Okay, Rylan, so you're slamming on the table, getting your point across.
About this joint.
Awesome. Yeah, so the NFL recently got proposed to ban the tush push. What do we think about this? This is kind of a pivotal thing.
Yeah, I think that's dumb. I think it's dumb to try to ban the tush push simply because one team is finding a whole lot of success with it.
Yep.
They're not doing anything against the rules. They just have a big quarterback. They have one of the best offensive lines in the league, and they just run it to perfection. I think maybe if every single team was doing it and it was just simply unstoppable, then maybe you look at banning it. But at the same time, there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing in the rule book that says, hey, you can't do this. There's just one team that figured it out, and it took them to the Super Bowl.
Plus, if you think about it, they already made a rule adjustment to the tush push in the first place.
They're already doing things.
You couldn't have the gunners or pushers or backers behind you. They'd be at least a yard or a yard and a half in between you. Yeah, so you already made the rule adjustment there. So then it just comes down to, you just have the Eagles have a good offensive line. They perfected this. It makes me go back to when I played high school football, being a lineman, we had one play called Brady. It was literally a tush push. We perfected it because it's all you work on. And I don't know who exactly proposed this rule, but they are just salty. Maybe their team didn't make it to the Super Bowl or something. But I really think there's no reason to push it, or not. push it.
To push out the tush push?
Yeah, there you go.
Push out the
Write that
tush
one.
push. There we go.
Write that one down.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's no reason to. It's like Rylan was saying, you got defense have to adjust. Simple as that. I mean, we saw for the Eagles-Commanders game a number 4 jump over 15 million times just because he was trying to, Lavu trying to guess it. That's what makes it fun. So don't ban it, in my opinion. Keep it. It's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the original rule change was to reduce further injury. So
I've never seen an injury come out of it, I'll say that.
Right, and if that's the angle they're taking, like John said, there's no injuries that have happened from that to really back that up. And I mean, like we've said, the Eagles that literally won the Super Bowl this year, 88% of their conversion rate when they're in 3rd and 1, they use the tush push. So
it's just silly to me that because a team has found so much success for this, that all the other teams are trying to pull no, you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like Rylan was saying, find a way to stop it. Find an effective way to eliminate
get paid money to do that, right?
Exactly, and I'm sure that they're trying to find a way, and it is a very difficult play to stop when you have a quarterback the size of Jalen Hurts behind a line the size of
or Josh Allen or
exactly,
Patrick Mahomes. It's hard.
I feel like what teams should be doing, what the league should be doing, is going, all right, they just figured out this groundbreaking way to run an offense when you need 1 or 2 yards. They don't do this thing every single play. They're not spamming 4 verts on NCAA. They're just running this when they need to. They say, all right, I got to go get 2 yards. I got to get 1 yard. I got to punch it in the end zone. Let's do the play that does that. And they run it well. It's crazy to me that they're really actually trying to ban this.
I'm trying to think about it. As I was just reading here, Raheem Morris has said he's never been a fan of it. But you realize, Raheem Morris, you have a really good offensive line in the NFL. You have
could have done it against the Chiefs.
That's
man.
what I'm saying. You had Bijan have over 1,200 yards this year. So I don't understand. Well, this was also it should have been illegal 3 years ago when that's what Raheem Morris said. But you have this the thing is I look at it there is the Falcons have this offensive line. Why have you not used it? You have a 2-headed monster with Algier and Bijan. You can do the trick play where you snap it under and it just takes all that away. And then also you think about it, you mentioned the goal line situations. You put it, a third and goal, 2nd and goal, whatever. Then it's kind of just looking similar to all the other scenarios where they go goal line situation. You're going to do a stretch play. There's no reason to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I'm just not a fan of doing that because I'm also just big on hard-headed football. You run the dang football.
Run the darn ball.
Yeah,
man.
run the dang ball, Bert. I'm telling you. But no, it's just this stuff like this always happens. There's been the debate from changing every field from turf to grass, which is almost it's possible, but it's almost near impossible. So these
Arizona does a good job with grass.
Oh my gosh, they do phenomenal. But that's the thing. Every single year, you're gonna get something like that.
Yeah,
and this is obviously the major headline for this year.
Yeah, and I guess you could look at it when they talk injury risk. I guess more for the defense. That's what a lot of the coaches.
I think it'd be more for the offensive linemen because basically they're almost essentially chop blocking.
It's a rugby play.
Yeah, exactly.
That's where they got it from. The Eagles got it from one of their offensive linemen who played rugby, and he was like, hey, I think this could work. And they started doing it, but they kind of just dive down. It's funky like that. It could injure people, but I just don't. It's silly.
Yeah, I think it's also interesting that the Packers were the ones that proposed this.
That's who it was. Okay.
What's their problem with the Eagles? What's
Jordan Love throws interceptions.
That's what happened in Brazil.
Oh my gosh.
Literally. Well, we got a lot of sports news to get into.
The Dodgers introducing Shohei Ohtani after signing him to a record-breaking contract.
Nick Saban is retiring.
Breaking news on Sports Pat. John.
Yes.
You're our golf guy. You got a Masters hat on, exclusive Masters hat.
Right,
he told me how much that hat was.
Yeah.
How much the hat was, and I about fell out my chair.
Yeah. Thanks, Eric. You're my best bud.
He said thanks, Eric.
Thanks, Eric. You're my best bud. But anyways, so
what's going on in the golf world right now?
So over in Palm Beach, Florida, the got me again.
Cognizant Classic.
Thank you so much.
The
Jake,
golf tournament.
Yes, golf tournament. Jake Knapp today, round 1, shot the super low score of 59, 12 under.
That's insane.
And that is the 15th time in PGA Tour history to have a round
insane.
under 60. First off, to shoot 12 under is insane, and for the course they're at is definitely a harder and a little bit tighter course, I would say. So to have that happen today and you shoot that low gives you a lot of confidence going the weekend. I mean, your purse is $9.2 million, and just to do something so record-setting, no matter what, who cares what happens to you after all this? People can just look at that and be like, holy smokes, you basically, you set history for forever. You're the 15th person to ever do it. It is awesome. I'm glad to see a round under 60, and maybe one day we'll get under 50 like DeChambeau.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, this is a huge feat, right? You're it's the 15th time, I think he's the 14th person to do this in a league that, like, how many rounds of golf have been played in PGA history?
A lot.
Exactly.
A lot more than my pay grade.
For real, dude. Like, I just tried to look it up, and Google doesn't even comprehend what that search asked it. Like, there have been so many rounds played. For this to be the 15th time that something like this has happened, it's historic. And it's cool because, like, Jake Knapp isn't one of the...
He's not one of the top names.
He's not one of the premier
He's
names.
older. He's 30 years old. He went to UCLA.
He's the 59th ranked golfer in the world.
Yeah, and he's only made $600,000 career earnings from the PGA. Like,
which
that's crazy.
He's probably about to, like, triple that if he continues what he's doing right now.
$9.2 million, just casual.
It's just so much money.
Yes.
So much money.
Golf, actually insane. Switching gears over to what's going on in the draft right now, Abdul Carter just got announced that he might have to undergo foot surgery, and he's been projected to go top 5,
even
possibly even number 1.
one.
So how do we think this is going to affect kind of his draft status, or if it will at all?
Yeah, it's interesting. I was actually listening to 92.9 The Game. I happened to be driving back from Walmart when they were talking about this, so pretty good timing. But they were really saying that, like, the doctor at first said, you're going to need surgery. Then they got it looked at again, and he's like, no, you're not going to need surgery. And so I think what this could do is it's probably not going to affect his draft stock too much. Because by the draft, he'll probably be back. He'll be healthy. But if I'm a team, I'm looking at this from a longevity standpoint. I'm saying, all right, you kind of need your foot. Like, it's a stress fracture in his foot. You need that push-off. Like, Myles Garrett has talked about how he's had some foot problems, which haven't really stopped him. He's still one of the most dominant edge rushers in the NFL. But, like, what the fear of general managers and front offices could be is that 2 years down the... Like, he could have a great rookie contract. He could be one of the best defensive linemen in the NFL. The second they sign him to that big old deal, he could just start getting hurt, right? That could come back to bite him. So they're looking at it from more of a longevity standpoint, but I really don't think it's going to affect him in the here and now.
Or you got some?
You got.
Oh, okay. No, I think really, personally here, I think, if they're saying that he can have surgery, doesn't have to, I would say have the surgery.
Dude, I'd get it over with.
I would get it over with. Like, I understand if you get it now, you might miss up. Well, I don't know. I'm not a doctor, first off. We know that.
You're not a doctor?
No, sorry.
Oh, man.
Sorry, buddy. But I don't think he would be out for way too long. And the thing is like, this can just help you because who knows? You could possibly tear an ACL within these first 4 years on a rookie contract. You could have something horrible happen to you. I don't want that to happen to him. But still, I'd say get the surgery done. And, heck, of all things, GMs get scared of, oh, no, he's getting surgery.
Falls to the Falcons.
Dude, Richard texted last night in our group chat, you are a Falcon. Man, I would jump for joy, do backflips somehow.
Give me Myles Garrett.
Give me Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter. Whoo, man. Don't even get me started.
Well, I don't know how sourceful NFL.com is, but I'm looking at this tweet. This tweet here that he tweeted out saying you can't stop greatness. So it looks like I don't know what they're gonna do with this surgery.
You think he's ready to go?
I don't know. I mean, he's
a beast. I'll say that.
Yeah.
So he's made comments that like I still want to go number 1.
Yeah.
You can't stop greatness.
And this was today too that he made this tweet.
So do you think that like he's still confident in like his ability, even though the rumors of his injury is?
Yeah,
for sure.
Definitely.
For sure. So also big time news in the WNBA. Diana Taurasi, she's been the WNBA's all-time leading scorer who led the Mercury to 3 titles, and she's also won 6 Olympic gold medals. She has announced that she's retiring after 20 years, which is crazy.
That's a long.
That is my
a long
age.
time.
So she started
That's
playing when you were
right.
born.
Yeah, 04.
Practically.
04-ish, 05.
Wait,
whenever
that's
that
actually
was.
crazy to think about.
Yeah.
I mean, three-time champion, 6-time Olympic gold
Yeah.
medalist,
Wow.
lots of
To
accolades.
win
there.
6 Olympic golds
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
very long time.
Yeah, so golly,
Yeah, every
man,
other
it really puts everything in
20
perspective.
years. Yep.
Goodness. Okay, wow. But yeah, so I mean, congrats on the career. Obviously, your accolades of the 3
Yeah.
championships, 6 Olympic gold medals, and whatever other medals you have. So it's just great to see. I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, I definitely love this for women's sports, but also do we think that she could come back as a coach? Because
Oh,
I
absolutely.
feel like if we see her coaching
Bring her to West Georgia.
a Caitlin Clark,
Bring her to West Georgia.
in the WNBA
As an assistant coach, I'm not getting rid of Coach Joe.
There we
Let's
go.
make that clear. I love Coach Joe.
fair. Do we think she would go pro basketball or college basketball?
Ooh.
That's a
If she was a
very that's a
With
that's a
all her
darn good question.
accolades.
Yeah,
20 years in the WNBA.
I'd start in college.
Yeah.
Start in college?
I
Because
would
I
say
feel
the
like
same thing.
in college you get, I feel like the passion, like with that name, there are going to be some of the best high school players that are going to want to play for you.
Yep.
Like it's not necessarily drafting. Like there's that difference between players come to the school because they want to, and then you go
Right.
draft the players in the pros. But like she could build one heck of
Heck
a
of a
program
program.
Yeah.
anywhere
Yeah.
in college just by her name, her accolades. Like she's
Yep.
done what you need to do. She knows what you need to know. She could, either way, she's gonna be a winning head coach if that's what she does.
Yeah. And I feel like in pro, like they're pro for a reason. Like why would you?
I mean, you're
not?
learning from one of the best.
Right.
Yeah, but,
Essentially, right
That's
there.
fair. And I think college is such a pivotal time to
Yeah.
like
Right.
develop these young girls
Exactly.
into making them who they should be and
That's-
who they should play to be.
That's where the growth of the game has really come from, right? It's those, in recent years, the top prospects from college that then make it to the WNBA, that have grown the WNBA. But, like, I mean, we still have Paige over there at UConn. Like,
Yep.
Yeah.
those girls, like,
Pretty
there's a
crazy.
lot of attention on collegiate women's basketball, and they're only getting more day in and day out. So I'd go college.
Me too.
College all day.
Yep. MLB spring training is also in full swing. No pun
Ooh.
intended.
Ooh, there we go.
That was actually not intended. But anyways, as a Rockies fan,
This is so fun.
this is so fun. Pitcher Jeffrey Yan.
Jeffrey Yan, something like that. I don't know.
Interchangeable. His strikeout celebration, I mean, it's incredible. If you have not seen it, look it up, please. It is like he jumps
He does
up
a
in
little
a
hurdle,
hurdle.
pats the ground.
I mean,
That's
No,
amazing.
He jumps up in almost like a hurdle, and then he gets down on a knee, and then he's just
Yeah, he like jumps
Just
up
like
into like
some-
the Spider-Man.
He's kind of
pose.
like
Yes.
he's like
on the ground.
he's like a rock star or something. I mean, he is a
Dude,
rock star.
he is a rock star.
He's throwing
Rockstar
absolute.
Rocky. Okay.
Okay,
Oh.
okay.
Okay.
All right, Carly, man, you're just cooking all of a sudden. Dang. I think it's awesome, but I know we talked about this earlier. Does this cause injury possibly? Could this cause a big old
Yeah.
injury for him?
Yeah, it could, but this is don't think like that.
He just jumps so effortlessly, and I mean, I think it could cause an injury. I mean, I feel like we have seen celebrations in the past that have caused injuries. I think he just needs to be careful, but other than that, super cool. If you
Yeah.
haven't
Yeah.
seen it, go check it
I
out.
mean, that's what the game needs, right? They're trying
Yeah.
to find
The
things that
fun.
make,
Little
like,
spark.
you know how
Yeah.
many, like, we're gonna be seeing that in Little League soon. We're gonna be seeing kids get strikeouts, and they're gonna jump up and go crazy because, like, that's what the game needs. It's exciting. It's
Yep.
fun. It's like, oh, this guy's pitching today. I don't watch the Rockies, but I want to see this
You're
guy
gonna-
pitch.
you're gonna
Yep.
go
I
watch
want to
him
see
pitch.
these strikeout
People
celebrations.
just-
This is great for the league.
Yeah, people just go to games to see when Shohei will be back pitching. People just go to the games
Yeah.
to see him pitch.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what
It's
you
the
want.
same kind of effect right there.
Dude, I'm getting excited.
Dude, I'm ready for
excited.
baseball.
Yeah.
Yes, baseball is almost back, but that is all the time we have today for Sports Pack. Hopefully Richard will be back next week and can,
I think-
update us on his connections that he's made today.
I think he'll be able to.
Yeah. So we'll see. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. We've had John, Jackson Schrader, we've had Phoenix, we had Lem hop on, and myself, Carly Pear, signing off. You guys have a great weekend.
Deuces.